Speaking of Courtney, she's working on new music.
Is she?
Okay. Well, I wanted to ask you.
Well, I've offered to help a couple times, but I think she's fallen with some people in England that she likes.
Yeah.
I've heard some stuff. I don't have any particular opinion, good or bad, because I think what she's after is something I don't totally understand.
Okay.
But I think, Courtney is certainly, she doesn't lack a perspective. That's never been the issue, But because of her raw musical talent, she's still relying on other people to sort of translate. Mm-hmm. I like to think that in that thing, I've been the best partner in translating her vision into something that an average fan on the street would understand, And
I don't know if people realize that you co-wrote Celebrity Skin and so many.
Well, that whole album.
Yeah. Malibu is on that. Yeah, I told you. I text you. I'm like, I'm on the way to Malibu. I play it every time with my kids. It's the best song.
Beautiful song.
So beautiful.
Of course, I've heard through the years all the different conspiracy theories about who did what, where, and when. It's like saying, this great actor isn't a great actor because somebody else wrote the movie. And I'm not saying she didn't write the movie. I'm saying is people sometimes confuse the raw talent versus the personality. Mm-hmm. And Courtney wouldn't have been Courtney and still be Courtney if the raw talent wasn't part of that equation.
Right.
You couldn't write that script the way she wrote it. Mm-hmm. So whether she had help from other people, I'm not really sure, or to what extent. I know what I did, and my entire attempt, and I do think it has a lot to do with why it's her most successful record, wasn't because I was involved. It was because I was able to translate her raw musical vision, which is very specific. It's a little bit Patti Smith, and it's a little bit Echo and the Bunnymen, and it's a little bit Nirvana, and it's a little bit this.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, she's a unique musical voice. And so I was able to sort of break that into the X's and O's. And she was working with Michael Beinhorn, the producer at the time. And he called me and said, you did a really good job because I totally understand what she wants, but I also understand how you made it easy for me to kind of put together so everybody's happy.
Right.
Because, she was on a major label and they wanted a successful record. Mm-hmm. So for everybody who doubted her ability to be successful as an artist, well, then that's that record that sort of brings all those pieces together. So I'll be curious to see what she does.
What's your relationship with her like?
Oh, very good. I was just texting with her, I think, like 2 days ago. We'll talk every once, like maybe 6-8 weeks. We'll just have a kind of she's a furious texter. Just put it that way.
That's great.
It's like a text storm,
Yeah.
And it could be about anything. I mean, we were talking about, it was like Rothschilds 1 second, and then what's in the news the next, and it's all good.
That's great. Well, you guys have a long history, so that's nice to hear. That
1990 is when we first met. They were touring on, I think, their first album or first single, which was on Caroline at the time, which was also our label.
Yeah.
And the rest is history.